All right. Sagittarius. I don't know what I'm going to read today in your shadow work reading, but the all I can say is I have tried to do your reading since Tuesday, and it has been a mess, to say the least. It has been mess. Whatever. Okay, we're here now. We're here. Okay, I'm just gonna read the cards and see what they say. Cause baby, all right, it's either you or Libra, because these are the only two signs I got left this week. Okay, so whatever issues that I've had, I'm pretty sure it's gonna relate to either your reading or Libra's reading. But anywho, let's get into it. Hello. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, my name is Jenny Jaguar, and you have just stepped into the Jaguar's Den. This space is dedicated to anyone dedicated on a path of deep healing, intuitive awakening, and overcoming toxic traits or karmic cycles that seem almost impossible to escape. Now, as I said before, I'm going to be doing a Sagittarius shadow work reading. And I'm going to start off using my shadow deck. And I'm going to find, figure out what current issues you're being asked to heal or work on this season in your life. This month, I'm going to do these readings monthly, okay? And I will put a disclaimer, trigger warning. I don't know what will come out, but you may be triggered. And if you don't know what shadow work is supposed to trigger you in the aspects of yourself that are unhealed so you can heal them. So if there's insecurities, doubts, fears, things you're ashamed about or feel guilty about, or things that you don't want to take accountability for, this is what we're going to get into, okay? That's why I did the spiel. It's for deep healing, okay? The more you heal, the more you unlock spiritual powers, okay? And that's why I started this tarot channel. Well, I had an intuitive knowledge to do this tarot channel when I first started my other channel, but I never started on it until I healed a certain level of aspects in me. Until certain things in my life started adding up. So I don't know, maybe I'm saying this because this is something you're dealing with, Sagittarius. Maybe you have the end goal in mind and you know it's perfect. You know, you see other people doing similar things and it's successful for them, but somehow you're missing certain key ingredients. And Spirit, the divine, they know exactly what you're missing and they have it right in your orbit and they are just waiting for you to heal, for you to become aware of it. And so all the pieces will come right in place. Okay, so I hope that helps. That's the end of your reading. Just kidding, just kidding. Let's get into the cards. I'm going to start off with relationships. Oh man, I did this wrong. I'm going to start off with relationships. I don't know, I feel like that's what y'all will be interested in. Then we're going to go into career, okay, because we have roadblocks in our relationships that can be different in our career, okay, and there could be certain things that triggered us. All right, so let's get into it. Holy Spirit, can you give us insight on what my Sagittarius placements are currently being asked to heal from in their relationships? What are my Sagittarius placements currently being asked to heal from concerning their relationships? I like to get 3 cards or 4. Jesus. Okay, Saggy. Okay, we're not going to keep all of these. Oh, wait, it's not that much. I usually take 3, but what do we have? 6. In your relationships. All right, I'm gonna take it because I don't know. In your relationships, I gotta keep reminding myself because this is a lot. All right, in your relationships, the card at the bottom of the deck, and usually since this is a shadow work deck, I just feel like the card at the bottom of the deck is the overarching issue that all of these stem from. Okay, and so the one you have is I'll show you the card, so you'll see. What is it? It says control loop, micromanaging, anxiety, fear of chaos. And so, as you can see, I don't know if I don't know. It's really shiny out here. But anywho, it's this guy, and he has all this string. And so, as I was saying, it just made sense as to why I explained it that way once I looked at the picture in the card of the deck. Sorry. Okay, here we go. First card says unprocessed grief. Maybe you have experienced loss, sorrow, or just emotional stagnation. And yeah, it's not processed. Ooh. Now, I'm going to take it this way. I'm going to read it separately and then read it with the card at the bottom of it, the card below it. Because the card below it says reclaim the lost self, identity, power, soul retrieval. So maybe there was a time that you had to lose yourself to make ends meet. So maybe, I don't know, you lived a lavish lifestyle and you had to start over. So you had to live humble beginnings. And although you're very grateful and you're practicing like the law of gratitude to be always appreciative of everything, like you still haven't processed the life that you used to have or the relationship that you used to have. Since this is relationships, see, this is why I have to keep reminding myself about relationships. So unprocessed grief, like, so maybe you did lose somebody, a loved one dies, and maybe you didn't realize how you put your entire identity. Okay, I can see this one or two days. Either you were putting your entire identity in the person that you lost, whether it was a breakup or a death, or you just start from the beginning. Either you lost somebody and you were trying to become, you didn't realize you became a completely different person to please them. Yeah. So yeah, another way is that you lost your sense of self because of this loss of person. And so you're not the same person that you used to be since this person is gone. Yeah. Anywho, fixing isn't healing. All of these are going to start to make sense now that I'm looking at them. Okay, so fixing isn't healing. So boundaries, self-focus, release. So maybe with self-focus, maybe you are so focused on healing every aspect of yourself. But then we have people pleaser at the bottom of the deck, approval seeking, self-abandonment, smiling mask. And it's a person with a smiley face, but in the background, it's a very sad clown. Ooh, I think that's symbolic. A sad clown. Like, maybe you are doing things for people that you don't even like really respect. And you like, just like, I really don't mess with y'all like that. Like, why am I trying to, like, maybe you feel like you're better than them, maybe intellectually, emotionally, and you're just around them trying to help them. Maybe you do like community service, or maybe you see a way to help them. Maybe it's a younger person in your relationships. Maybe you're with a spouse, and maybe at one point things were great, but now they're on hard times or you're on hard times, and or maybe they're not where they want to be mentally, and maybe you are having a hard time processing, there maybe this other person is having a hard time processing the same loss or grief, and you're putting so much work into pleasing this other person that you're not even feeling, yeah, your needs aren't being met. And the over here we have acceptance isn't resignation. It says surrender, presence, inner peace. Yeah, so maybe you accept something, but you're not really, maybe you're accepting things as they are, but you're not really surrendering. Ooh, yes. Because, okay, because child, because it says acceptance is, when it comes to surrender, that's what, over the past couple of days, there were so many blocks. Like, first of all, I have been trying to get a new phone. I had ordered one like at the end of December, I believe. And tell me why I'm just now getting a working phone. Like, I couldn't even schedule a coaching client, like a follow-up coaching client call, because my business phone wasn't working. But anywho, um, I felt so frustrated because even when I was trying to get the phone working, the SIM card issue together, um, the I got on the phone. I had the numbers already pulled up, ready for the lady to ask for them, and so then the lady started trying to walk me through the steps to do something, which was ultimately pull up the numbers, but she didn't know I had the numbers pull up, and so then I got out of it, and I had to finish. There was a whole bunch of time of me trying to set up the phone, but then I tried to skip the setup, and then it was just a big headache. And it was so, and even just like the phone saying it was delivered when it wasn't, and then they said it was going to come in 30 minutes, but then it came an hour later around the time I was supposed to get to work. And so I just had a hard time just like accepting it. Well, when I accepted that things were the way that they were, so okay, that's cool. But it's the difference between accepting the way things are and trying to find solutions to fix it, versus accepting the way things are and surrendering and just letting things flow. So maybe your issue is surrendering and allowing God, the universe, whoever, to do the heavy lifting. And so you just learn to be present in the moment and just focus on your emotions. And with hero at the bottom of the deck, over functioning, martyrdom, burnout, I can definitely see this in myself, because I decided to do a second Pilates class in the evening. And I already teach a 5:30 a.m. class that day and a 9 a.m. class that day. And I already do that schedule on Thursday. So, like, when I did the class, I was like, why did I even do this? But at the end of the class, like, I always do a meditation. So I always leave feeling better. But it was still the idea that I was just like, why did I put more on my plate when I could have just rested? Like, the ladies were just fine resting. Like, I didn't have to add another class. But they said, oh, we would love another class. They didn't say it was necessary. So I don't know, maybe that is something you're going through. And with control loop at the bottom of the deck, maybe you grew up or you experienced a time in your life where you weren't in control. So maybe your parents, they didn't have good money matters. They didn't handle their money properly, or they were always in and out of the hospital or something. And like, not being in, having other people in control of your life just seems scary to you. Even just the idea of allowing the universe to control what dictates, what comes. And so you can say, oh, I want that pickle. But the universe knows that pickle will make you sick. And so you don't get that pickle. And so instead the universe has a jar of pickles waiting for you. But for you, if you're in this control loop, you'll just be sitting here trying to figure out, who bought that pickle? Where can I find this person so I can get that pickle? Because that was the pickle I wanted. I have to set in my mind for that pickle. Pickle. Okay? And so you just need to learn to surrender and let go. And just learn when to release control and when to insert your force. I don't know. But yeah. I think all of this stuff happened just so I can tell you what not to do. And so, yeah, also looking at reclaim the lost self. Maybe you are in relationships that overwork you. And so you don't get back to yourself. Any advice for my Sagittarius placements when it comes to these issues concerning their relationships? Yeah, maybe you're dealing with a family member that's like on drugs or is going through a tough time, and they're making bad decisions, and you're trying to do as much as you can to stop them from making bad decisions, but you can't. Maybe something about time. Maybe you're dealing with back pain or something because of all the loads you're carrying, and you feel like a void of yourself. You're just like, Lord, who am I? Maybe your brain is fried, having a hard time. I don't know. Maybe you have like, I'm having a hard time maybe you have a hard time things coming to your mind. Yeah, your train of thought. Maybe you lose your train of thought. Maybe like diarrhea. I'm just seeing somebody with like shooting pain, but you just put on a happy face despite the pain you're going through. All right, anywho, Holy Spirit, advice for my Sagittarius placements. Okay, so what came out is magic and manifestation, wishes coming true, anger, arguments, conflicts, and then frozen out in the cold winter in reverse. So from this, I am getting that maybe you got your wish of wanting somebody to come back. Maybe you're like, oh my gosh, I know I can make you happy. I know I can do this and that for you. I'm going to fix this. I know how to fix your life. I know aspects. Come on, let's make this work. And so then when they come back in your life, there's anger, arguments, or conflicts. Or maybe you are having conflicts about whether to bring this person back in your life. I have hot and cold in the bottom of the deck. I was like, what do I smell? Yeah, something's cooking. All right, can you clarify this magical manifestation? I miss you. Yes. Child, it's just coming true. Expansion, high vibe summer. So maybe you did manifest them, or maybe you're trying to manifest them in the summer. New doors are opening, new home. It's supposed to be in reverse. So this, new doors are not opening. And so maybe this is something you need to recognize. It's like this person is in your life because you need to learn a lesson. Lesson learned. Things fall apart. You're the peanut butter to my jelly. Regret, sadness, guilt. I'm sorry, that's not funny. I'm laughing at the synchronicities. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you, but yo, this is like so. Look, the cards are telling a story. Anywho, so it's saying that you having anger, arguments, or conflict about somebody coming back. New doors are opening, came in reverse. So it's going to be the same old shiznit stuff. Okay? You may be wishing for an expansion or high ride, but the only thing expanding are those lungs, okay? And you're not going to be blowing or sucking nothing. You're going to be screaming and yelling and not happy passion, anger passion, okay? Now, only then will you learn your lesson after things fall apart. And then you need to learn the lesson that just because you have that chemistry, things work out. Like, you have to recognize, like, if this person is healed. If this person is not healed, then they need to go heal. Maybe y'all can be friends, but if you know that they can't be okay with you being with somebody else, then you guys do not need to talk, because you should be able to know how to talk in a relationship and try to work things out. And this one, that was entire, like, in my last relationship, I would keep trying to work things out. Like, I literally got a relationship coach certification just to learn how to make things work in a relationship. But then when I realized all of my tools that I learned from that certification did not work, it was because he did not want to work it out. And so then at that point, I was just like, okay, you know what? Just know, because he kept trying to go back and forth with me. I was like, you know what? I'm done. Just know when you in your next relationship, when somebody is coming to you with these things, they are trying to work it out, not trying to argue and win a fight. There's a difference between winning an argument and working through a disagreement. Okay, one, you're trying to work and build a relationship. The other one, you're trying to go tit for tat and win with the low blows and belittling. It doesn't have to be that way. Okay, yeah. So don't try to control this outcome. Okay, they are gone for a reason. If they're trying to come back, and you better get a personal reading. Okay, better ask somebody. I don't know. If it resonates, let me know. Going into, I don't know why I put these cards up. Going into career, what issues are my Sagittarius placements currently dealing with in their career? I can totally see the child, like a child wanting to come back home, and when they do, it's like, man, I love you. Like, we have really good times. You're really cool. Like, we have a really good bond, but we're always arguing. I don't like the way you do XYZ. And I don't know. You gotta let them go. You gotta surrender. You can't control them. Can't control them kids. Kids will do what they want to do. Okay. I just heard fuck them kids. We love the kids. Jenny loves the kids. My name, Jenny Jaguar, actually came from a kid. I was in college. Real quick story. I'm sorry, Sagittarius. But real quick story. My roommate had a 2-year-old son, and he had a book of alphabets, and each alphabet had an animal with a name. He was Timmy the Tiger. He told me I was Jenny the Jaguar. There was one day I came home. I was like, hey, Isaiah. He was like, no, I'm Timmy the Tiger. And you're Jenny the Jaguar. I was like, I'm Amber. He's like, no, you're Jenny the Jaguar. I was like, okay. And so then a little badass would just go around calling me Jenny Jaguar. And then I turned all my social media handles to Jenny the Jaguar. So if you ever wonder, like, where the hell does Jenny the Jaguar came from? But if you did not know, Jenny Jaguar, or jaguars, like a spirit animal, they talk about transformation, deep healing, and all the things that embody my stew project business. Really cool, really cute. But anyhow, let's get into your career. Maybe I said that story for a reason, because that had to do with my brand and my business. So I don't know. Let's see what we're getting into. Holy Spirit, what issues are my Sagittarius dealing with that they need to address in their career? mm. Mm. One more. What's that shit? Envy is at the bottom of the deck. Lack, comparison, and resentment. Are you trying to see if the grass is greener on the other side? First one we have is live as one whole, shadow, light, embodiment. Okay, so here it is. If envy is at the bottom of the deck and you find yourself trying to come back into somebody's life, or somebody trying to come back in your life, and you see like a shadow, like a dark side, I don't know. Well, this is a shadow work reading, so trigger warning, maybe some of my Sagittarius placements are dealing with envy. Maybe somebody in your career sector is dealing with, basically you find somebody that is blowing the shit out of the water at your job or in your career, and you're like, God dang, like, how can I get sales like that? Or how can I get my customers to love me like that? How can I get my boss even? How can I complete tasks and projects like that? Okay. One thing you have to recognize, the envy and the stuff, and maybe maybe you have a mentor or somebody that you obsess over. Sorry, that's the word that came out. Maybe it's not obsessed. But for texting storm, panic over attachment, abandonment alarm. Maybe you're afraid, maybe you have like clients and stuff and you're afraid they're going to leave you when things are done. And so you just try everything to keep them next to you, or keep them to you. You have to learn to recognize those shadow aspects. So instead of just feeling the fear, feeling the guilt, or the whatever negative feeling it is, like, stop, recognize that feeling, name it, okay? And then just ask yourself, like, just why am I feeling this way? Because honestly, if it's envy that you have in somebody, and it can turn into like jealousy, or maybe you wanting to lash out, you're envious of that person because they have aspects in you that have not yet been nurtured. So that is something else you need to do shadow work about. I think I did a health coach PSA about that on my other channel. I don't know. It was sometime in 2025. If I can find it, I'll put the link in the description box. But yeah, there you have to learn to look at the shadow aspects. If you need help, I do have a shadow work workbook, free download that can help you do the shadow work to figure out why the F you do some toxic things. It's okay. I had to do that myself. So we all go through it. I don't know. I should have lit more. Now, oh, this is like really dangerous next to my decks. What is this? Wholeness includes cracks, imperfection, tenderness, humanity. So maybe you have a hard time accepting your imperfections, accepting when you make mistakes or when things go wrong. But hey, in the world of AI, because I was going down Pinterest trying to find a cute manicure because it's time for me to get a new manicure. So I was like, last time I did almond, and now they're starting to look round, and now I want them to look more round. Last one wanted round, but I don't know, the lady, whatever. The lady just acted like she knew what she was talking about, so whatever. So now I want to go there and tell them I want a really round, either round but square round, squoval. I don't know, just whatever. And so I saw a picture. It was like a really good manicure, and I was like, man, this manicure looks really good. But then I realized, like the hands, it was 5 fingers and a thumb, and I'm like, AI. So in the world of perfection, people crave like imperfections. Okay, so that's why sometimes you see terrorists coming over here with their hair done. Like right now my eyebrows are done mainly because I have to go to work after this, but for the most part, I do not, I try to be minimal as possible. Like I love my onesies, so you will probably see me in my onesies a lot if I don't feel like getting cute. All right, so yeah, show your softer side. Stop trying to envy the perfect looking ones, thinking you raggedy and scraggly. Now, last card says numb one, disconnection, emotional freeze, avoidant coping. Yeah. Could you be avoiding coping with your issues by, what is it, in your relationships? You avoid by trying to fix other people, being a people pleaser. That can show up in your career too. See you drowning in a sea of emotions and you're just trying to breathe. And you're like, sweet baby Jesus, can I just... what is it? These people, maybe you're fighting emotions a lot of up and down. And yeah, with the mask and the people pleaser from the first deck, and it was just like a sad clown. Yeah, maybe you're like sales and you have to do stupid stuff. Not stupid stuff, but stuff that you think stupid. It's just like, oh my gosh, I gotta pretend like I like Bob's jokes just to close this deal. So yeah, that's what I'm getting. All right, so let's ask for clarity. All right, Holy Spirit, can you give my Sagittarius placement some advice? Can you give my Sagittarius placement some advice to deal with these issues in their career? One for each one, preferably. Dang. Are these supposed to be reversed? No. Okay. I mean, they came out. Okay, so maybe these came out reversed for a reason. You know what? I see it. I see it, Jesus. Because what came out in reverse is flow, manage, innovate. Okay? So maybe you don't, well, they didn't come out in reverse. So maybe that's something you're not doing. You're not going with the flow. You're not managing your time wisely. Maybe you're not being innovative. Okay, so first card says innovate. Is your business too generic? Highlight what you can give to your clients that no one else can. Frame your offers in a completely new way. Next says slow down. Sometimes you need to slow down, get out of overwhelm, refresh, and regroup in order to speed up your results. Next one says flow. Get more done by entering the flow state. Completely and joyfully focus on what you're working on without multitasking. Trying to do everything for everybody. Now it says manage your time wisely. Delegate or outsource tasks that drain your energy and do tasks that are in your realm of unique brilliance. Okay? So, hopefully it's give you insight. Card at the bottom of the deck says decide. Decide the best course of action and pursue income generating activities in your business or career. All right. So, and that was relationships, that was career. Let's get a couple of cards going. Let's get some clarity using my clarifying life situations deck for love and career readings. So this is just clarifying in general. Okay. This keeps coming out. All these cards, and this card keeps coming out from my collective. You know what? I guess that's what y'all need to hear. It's what you need to hear. These same darn cards. I know I be shuffling these cards. I be shuffling these chords. I don't know why I said that. Maybe that's how you talk. I don't know. Maybe you round your oars down real hard. Maybe hard or something. I don't know. First one says seek clarity, embrace honesty, face consequences, and sharpen your focus for personal growth. Next says sky of clarity. What is all this clarity? And there we go with that water again. Soar into the boundless sky of clarity where insights are as infinite as the azure expanses. Ooh, look at these fancy words on this cord. Okay, so next says new worlds. There are many more things for you to discover, so don't give up. Yeah, don't settle. Next, it says going forward. Don't dwell on the past, but focus on creating a brighter future. Card at the bottom of the deck says divine timing. Be patient, for some things take time to manifest fully in your life. So I think that's going back to the person that you want to bring back into your life. Like if you bring them back too soon. I was watching another tarot reader. They were saying something about bringing somebody coming back too soon. I don't know if it was a Sagittarius reading though. But yeah, they were saying like don't try to manifest somebody back so fast that they don't come back as their highest self. I mean, some things people need to heal on their own without their divine counterpart, because if they're there, then they would hinder the true healing, or you would just give them an easy out, so to speak. It's kind of like the person, it was like a coworker of mine. I was telling them, I was just like, it's best to, when they take a test, to know the information instead of just focusing on passing the test or just knowing what the right answers are. When you know the information, like regardless of how the question is worded, how the situation comes up in life, you'll know how to handle it. But if you're just answering questions, if you're just passing tests, if you're just answering questions just to get them right to pass a test, then if you needed the information in the real world, or if they asked a question a different way, then you would not know how to handle it. Okay. So yeah, maybe you need to, whatever it is you need to wait on it. Seek clarity. Okay. Something is telling me somebody needs to get a reading. All right. All right, here we go. Any more advice for my Sagittarius placements? All right, slow down. At the bottom of the deck, life isn't a race, nor is it a competition. You need to slow down. Doing so doesn't make you weak or less than. Maybe you're envying other people because they have, maybe you feel like you don't have, you at the age that you have, you should have more because other people in their lives have more. Fuck them. Everybody's life is different. You know how many celebrities had their like breakthrough moments in like their 40s and late 30s? Like Victoria Monet, she waited so long. Tiana Taylor, like these singers waited so long for their success to take off, for them to get their flowers. Like divine timing, you know, soak up all the information you need to so you can prepare for the next level. All right, next card says compassion. You're being asked to be kinder to yourself, to give yourself a break. Instead of being a taskmaster, a bully, and a horrible friend, be a loving comforter who always has your back. Okay, I'm going to add some blogs about self-care. Let's see. Self-care. There was something else I was supposed to do. Oh. Whatever. I'll watch it and look it up again. All right. Yeah, something else about surrender. So, final card says, let it go. You're being asked to let go of whatever pain and resentment you've been holding on to. Unprocessed grief. It's hurting you, and you can't fully be present in your life if you're holding on to this negativity. Okay, you're having a hard time being fully present. Okay, you can't even see the abundance and the blessings waiting to meet you because you're so focused on that past pain. Process that grief, please. All right, release it and be free. All right, Holy Spirit, can you give some final spiritual messages to my Sagittarius placements? Final messages to my Sagittarius placements. Maybe sometimes I shuffle the deck so much, I put the cards right back in order for these cards to keep coming out. But I don't know, it's a small channel. If you like the way that I read, if you enjoy the content, if you want me to pick up on your energy more, please like, comment, or subscribe. Put a jaguar in the comments or something. If you want to overcome these issues, say roar in the comments. I'm weird. You've been warned. Okay, card at the bottom of the deck says, whenever you talk to us, this is spirit, It never goes unheard. We hear every single word. This is your confirmation that we are assisting you, guiding you, and assuring your wishes finally come to fruition. Be patient. Everything will come together for you. Okay, Saggy? That just felt like a hug to my soul. All right, next one says, you are not moving too slowly. Drop the self induced pressure. You are at the sweet spot between taking care of yourself and still making advancements on your goals. On this path, there is no such thing as being behind. Smile, breathe, carry on. And that is so true. It is so hard to take care of yourself and still make advancements in your goals. It's one of the reasons why I created, a Stress Alchemy coaching program. Okay. Now, last card says, if you are noticing changes within yourself, it's because you are leaving the old version of yourself behind. You are elevating and shedding unnecessary layers. Old cycles are ending and new beginnings are on the horizon. You deserve this new chapter. So something that came to mind, maybe you have yet to process the grief of your former self for the bullcrap you dealt with, for the disrespect, for the doubting your capabilities, all of that mumbo jumbo. It was like, I was a weak bitch back then. Or maybe I'm not a weak bitch, but I didn't really believe in my power like I could have. But God damn it, I do now, okay? Now, all right, Sagittarius, that has been your shadow work reading. Hopefully this has been help. Once again, if you need help doing shadow work, I have a free resource link in the description box for that shadow work workbook. Next week, I will be getting started on the soul mirror reading. So those readings include the who am I on the exterior and the secrets. Okay, so I like those. Those a little bit more positive, a little bit more and a little juicy. Okay, so I hope this helps. Love you. Take care. Bye bye.